Sup, everyone. My name is Ryu for the Yugioh Council. Welcome to Coffee Time, your Monday morning discussion video released in the evening because I get busy during the day and it's when most people are on YouTube, so it's the best thing to do. Before this video gets started, I have a little bit of an update for the RyuAvalonGaming channel. And not much here, otherwise than Mikey's coming back into the fold when it comes to actually releasing deck profiles. I'm a little under the weather. You may be able to hear it. I've actually gotten a lot better with masking how bad my voice actually sounds in terms of my speaking voice, so it's a lot better than when I typically get sick. But over on the RyuAvalonGaming channel today, we're going to be ending Dark Souls 2 at episode 63, so the final 2 episodes is time I record this. All 3 episodes should be up or coming up. Going up by the time I release this. So there's that. But tomorrow is Dark Souls 3 day, so expect a little bit of a slowdown on here on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Obviously, you're just going to get like 2 videos. It's not really anything too astounding of a difference, but, you know, just letting you guys know in advance. Secondly, Wednesday we will be opening the Millennium Pack, or whatever it's called. I keep forgetting it. Johnny's buying a box, hence why we're opening it, and I'll probably make an announcement afterwards about something coming up. But besides all that, let's talk about this ban list, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because this is typically what I do every following Monday when they drop out a list. And I basically share my thoughts, and hopefully you guys will too. Because we've had a few days to really digest it. It goes into effect today, which is also part of the reason why I wanted to leave the coffee time for today. And I didn't start filming it till, 10 o'clock Monday morning, that when I'm actually recording this right now. Just to put it in perspective, I've had time to actually, think about it. So let's talk about the ban section first. Chicken Game and Wavering Eyes. They're both interesting choices because it slows down the game, and that's something that we've all complained about. Now, to be fair, I know people are going to still say, Burning Abyss, Monarchs, and Cosmos still exist for you. Yes, but you have to look at the selling points and why Konami did not hit them. Gold Series just came out. They do not want another reprint of what they did with Breakers of Shadow. And part of the reason Solemn Strike is not limited yet, to be fair, it's debatable, number one, but to be fair that there's no limit, if there was to be a limit, is because of the Megatins. You don't want to basically hurt one of your biggest, pushes for that tin. You don't. Because if you do, no one's going to want to buy them in shitloads, because it's not really going to be that impressive of a Megatin, to be honest. So, Chicken Game. Slows down the game, hurts anything that ran it. I'm okay with Chicken Game going away. Absolutely A-okay. It's not just because of the FTK. Honestly, it's not fun having such a fast-paced game. If meta decks are fast, that's what we've come to know. That's the competitive scene. That's fine. When it comes to everyone and their mother using 3 maxis and 3 chicken games and 3 upstarts, it takes away from the deck building skills. It takes away from trying to further out your knowledge of building decks or trying something new. And I know Screencasters has talked about this in the past, and I'm pretty sure Braxton Comics has as well too, brought it up a few times, that tech cards are not usually A-okay with a good chunk of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. That's not to say everyone, but with a good chunk, they riot over anything you use. It's like instant dislike. And for me, it's like, you bitch about having the same freaking deck profile over and over again, but when someone tries something new, something innovative, it's a shit fit. Pick one and stay there. You can't have it both ways. You don't go to a Burger King and say, well, today I want my fucking burger with bacon and without bacon. Because it's literally impossible. You have to choose one and be okay with it. Like, seriously. I just needed to get that off my chest with that. But Chicken Game, absolutely okay with going away because it just allows for improvements to be seen across the board. Wavering Eyes. No pun intended about that board part. Wavering Eyes, as much as I didn't really have a problem with Draco Pals outside of their combo wombos, because they're interesting to see, but the problem is you can pretty much poop on your opponent ever hoping to try to make a comeback, and it's true. Wavering Eyes banned. I was hoping for a limit. With it banned, a lot of Pendulum decks lose a lot of power. Now, this is a good and a negative thing. Because you're probably saying to yourself, well, Dracopals don't have it, but then Dino-Mists don't have it. And then Magicians don't have it, even though Magicians never were supposed to really run it. They have Pendulum Call. But you're probably sitting there going, well, fuck, my Dino-Mist went down a little bit. Yeah, there's other ways of running Dino-Mist, but still, I understand the pain. I feel the pain. The big reason is because the power play of Wavering Eye is to destroy scales, get monkey board, reset scales, and you pretty much set up your fucking extra deck to spit out monsters to make rank 4. So I'm absolutely okay with that going away. And there are some things on this list I am absolutely not okay with and kind of question, like, Konami, what the fuck? Luster Pendulum Drago Slayer, I'm okay with, but it's kind of like, really? I mean, to be fair, it's one of those things that I guess needed to happen, because you can constantly bring back Luster Pendulum. But then again, it's like, why don't you just ban fucking Luster Pendulum, call it a day? Oh yeah, Konami doesn't want to hurt their baby. Okay, fair enough. But Luster Pendulum, the Drago Slayer, I don't really have any advice about that. Like, it don't really bother me at all. Wisdom Eye Magician is still a what the fuck hit, because I know Magicians have had a couple regional tops. I've been paying attention. But my whole stance on it is, and I am a Magician player, my whole stance on it is, if they really wanted to hit the deck where it hurts, you would have hit Pendulum Call first. The only reason they hit Wisdom Eye is because it lowers the consistency, and that's pretty much Konami's new thing, is we're going to hit your consistency instead of your power plays. And I don't know how I completely feel about that over the next couple of formats that will eventually be getting, or it'll happen. But TCG Konami is just like, hey, we're going to hit Wisdom Eye. I'm like, Pendulum Call is the better call, card, right? It's a better call to actually hit. That was kind of a pun that I didn't, it wasn't intentional. And I'm like, well, Solemn Strike is still at 3. Even though we have Twin Twists, it's still not A-okay to have it warning. That's my stance on it. Reason that they didn't hit it, if they believe in that stance, is simple. Megatons. Money. No Solemn at 1. If it's at 1, then Megatons make shit money. Solemn at 3, people buy Megatons. That's what they're thinking. If Konami was smarter, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon in tin. Dark Magician Eternal Soul in Dark Magician tin. And then you put icing on top of the cake. But no. We're Konami. We know everything. Yeah, jackasses. Wisdom Eye Magician is kind of questionable, because limiting it hurts the Trapeze Magician, combo wombo play. But then again, the deck's not that powerful. It was pretty much like Mermels. It's like, well, if you hit Magicians, why have you not hit Mermels in that same stance? Because what money do you really make from Mermels? Because, they have one new card from Breakers of Shadow. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, but it's one card that you make money off of. You're not making money off that backlog. You didn't reprint none of that backlog stuff. So it's kind of like question mark there. Not that they fully need it, but it would have been nice to see some of their OTKs get a little limit. Norden. This is one, again, that I'm kind of like, well, this is kind of overdue. But everyone was figuring it'd be Instant Fusion. I'm okay with it being Norden and not Instant Fusion, because Instant Fusion really wasn't a problem until Norden showed up. And in that same regard, Thousand Eyes Restrict is not that good with Instant Fusion. It's interesting to see what kind of crazy combinations you could do with Thousand Eyes Restrict. And honestly, like, most of the time, I would go Norden way before I go Thousand Eyes Restrict. The funniest play I've come up with over the past couple of days with Thousand Eyes Restrict is in, like, Light Torn, the one I usually feature on the channel. And it's where you basically go Lumina, discard for Raiden, and then you play Instant Fusion and get Thousand Eyes Restrict. And there's sometimes I'm like, well, if Thousand Eyes Restrict was a fucking tuner, he'd be 10 times better. He's not, but I could psych up a monster and then make a level 8 synchro and then do stuff. But in that same regard, it's like, well, I'd rather go Norden, have rank 4, or bring something back, go level 8 synchro, or level 7 synchro. There's so many more possibilities with Norden than there is with Thousand Eyes. And I think people just got scared of Thousand Eyes Restrict coming back. Honestly, he's not going to do shit. He's really not going to do shit this upcoming format. He's not going to do jack shit. If anything, we'll still see Norden played. You'll still see Instant Fusion play. Honestly, either Instant Fusion needs to be banned or Norden needs to be banned, and I'm all for banning Norden because there's still ways of getting Norden out even without Instant Fusion. Even though it's harder and won't be seen as much, it's still something that would need to be addressed some point down the line. So I'd rather see Norden go away completely. Draco Face-Off, it's a giant power play, but I kind of question why they hit it now. I know why, because of Draco Pals, but my whole stance on it is they have another Draco Slayer support card coming out in August. Why hit this now? You know, there was like 30 other things you could have hit to give the same kind of effect. Like if they would have hit Monkey Port, that would have been hard on the deck. That would have been brutal. But that could also be why they hit Wisdom Eye as well, is because Draco Magician Pals could be a thing, and that's pretty powerful of a thing. Honestly, I think that's going to be the variant we see topping shortly. I just feel it. Some sort of version. Someone's going to make that thing work, and I want to see it work. It's going to be interesting. But Draco Face-Off is kind of like, well, makes sense because it's a power card, but at the same time, meh. This is one that all of you who play Infernoids know the pain reasoning. But to be fair, reasoning was using Monarchs, it was using Cosmos, and I feel bad for the people who play Infernoids because it's like that deck that never got the chance to really shine as a meta deck and was always under the radar, and now it just got shitted on. And that's not an insult. That's not me like laughing at the deck's hit. That just, it sucks because it's like, well, now my deck is that much harder to play, and if I didn't want to play it with Lightsworn, I'm still fucked. So it's kind of like, well, now you have to. I mean, you still have one reasoning, but again, it's Konami hitting the consistency that like Cosmos or Monarchs would use. And to be fair, this card was more used in freaking Infernoids than it was in the other two. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this card hit, you know, this limit. Then we get to Upstart Goblin. This one has been very, 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 very debatable whether it needed it or not. I know at one point it went to 2. I think it went up to 2. It went down to 1. I think it went to 2 like 8 years ago, and now it's down to 1. I'll be honest with each and every one of you. I don't have a problem with what Upstart Goblin does, but the ability to drop your deck down from 40 cards to 37, that's an issue. Because you want the game to evolve, you want it to get better and stronger. Upstart had to go. Like you're not, it had to go away. Maybe not forever. For now, it's a good hit. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm 50-50 on it because here I am trying to play Dragoonies, and they took my Upstarts away. And now I'm left with 1. And it's like, Maxi is not going to give you that same draw power right away. See the problem? It's like it hits the top decks hard, but it hits the smaller decks even harder, and that's what sucks when it comes to generic cards. But it is what it is. Debris Dragon being back at 2. Way long overdue. So happy this is back at 2. I'm actually surprised they didn't bring Summoner Monk up to like 3, but we'll get to that in a minute. But Debris Dragon, my lord, how long has Debris Dragon sat on the fucking ban list? It's just ridiculous how long this card has sat there. And it's been so overdue to return. I think out of everything on the ban list besides Debris, when it comes to limited, I would probably say, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't bring Book of Moon back at the same time because you want to slow down the game. That slows down the game. Or hell, even Dandelion, but I guess they're afraid of the Dandelion Debris combos. I don't know. Go figure. My whole stance with Debris is I don't have an issue with it. It helps out Coral Dragon. If I'm not mistaken, it's Coral Dragon. It's like the Bryonic kind of monster where you discard a card, but it's a dragon. So now we'll have access in August to one hell of a level 6 synchro monster that can be brought out by Debris. So I'm absolutely all for that. I am absolutely 100% all for that. Allure of Darkness. Konami takes 5 steps forward, but 18 back. You do not hit chicken game, then hit upstart, and then put fucking allure. I don't know what they were thinking outside of Dark Magician support. You know, hey, Dark Magician, it's a dark deck. We're going to put allure there. I'm just face palming so hard right now because you think about it. You sit there and you think about it for a minute. And you're like, this is not going to pan out. Sorry about that, guys. I had to stop myself because of the sinus infection. Lure of Darkness, like I said, very interesting. Very complicated to actually come back. There's a lot of dark decks that are going to benefit from this. Obviously, even Monarchs can use it to some degree, depending how you approach the build. Emergency Teleport is pretty much, we're going to lower the quantum splashing and try to hit Cosmos just a little bit, because we know you don't like Cosmos to that extent, and we're going to hit the cheaper card so we don't affect, you know, our Death Star that's coming in Shining Victories. So, Allure of Darkness is my one vice on this. I'm happy as a Blackwing player, as someone who plays a lot of dark decks, but in all, it's not healthy for the game. And I'm well aware it may not end up being that. It may end up being okay, but for the most part, it ain't healthy for the game at all. No longer on the list. Crush Card Virus, way overdue. Advanced Ritual Art, I'm a little uncomfortable with that card because Herald of Perfection is going to rear its head in some shape or form, especially with Saphira being around and the new ritual cards we're going to get from the new ritual support, I mean to say. Obviously, then you won't be able to use Advanced Ritual Art in that same aspect, but at the end of the day, Advanced Ritual Art is still a powerful card. Tragodia, I feel Tragodia slows down the game because no one's really going to run it, maybe in Chaos or Chaos Dragons. Yes, I just separated the two as two separate things. And Dark Magician of Chaos is interesting because Dark Magician screams abuse for that card, but it's not nearly the power that it once was. But, however, it's interesting what you could do with it, and I'm very, very intrigued to see what people come up with it being at 3 now. I'm a little disappointed by this list for not giving us Chaos Emperor Dragon back. That should have been a thing. I would have been okay with just 1. The errata version, not the original version, mind you. Sengen's still too early because we need the errata Sengen before we can have Sengen come back, so that's fine. But I think out of everything, I was just expecting a little bit more. I mean, in all seriousness, they could have semi-limited the Monarch Draw Power card. That's 3 freaking cards in, you know, you're getting 3 out of your deck for just the cost of the card in 1. And it's just, I'm not okay with that, but that's Konami for you, you know. There's a lot more that they could have done on this list, you know. Maybe that's just me being me. Obviously, LOL chain could stay away now. I'll be honest, it could stay away. I'm perfectly fine with it. There was rumored that Exciton Knight was going to come back. It didn't. I think Exciton Knight would have been fine to come back. I really never had a problem with it, but then again, it's like Solemn Strike. It's debatable for people, so, you know, whatever. But what do you guys think about the list? Do you find it good? do you find it good? Broken English is broken. Do you enjoy it? Do you find it enjoyable? That's what I was trying to say. Do you find it enjoyable? Last but not least, my brain's going. I'm going to take it easy over the next few hours. So I'm going to work on this video to the best of my abilities. Next week we're going to come back with a stronger coffee time, that's for sure. But I wanted to still make sure I'm up on all my daily uploads I'm supposed to get out for you guys. So thank you so much for the continued support. And tomorrow's Tech Tuesday. I may have Mikey taking a spot for that. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to him, maybe. But some of you don't like Mikey for whatever reason. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content you're new, make sure to subscribe for more. Check out our other channels, our other councils in the description box below. The RyuAvalonGaming is my personal gaming channel, but you'll see other council members on there time to time, so just letting you guys know. And today ends Dark Souls 2, and then tomorrow starts Dark Souls 3. Hype! And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go rest my voice now. Peace.